We're gonna take a picture when Brendan's ready. Ready?
Oh.
3, 2.
Hey entrepreneurs, both left brains and right brains. I'm Scott from the Entrepreneurs Rivalry, and if you want to get hundreds of thousands of views on your YouTube to get money into your accounts, I have 5 social media hacks for you that are things that perhaps that you're not really doing. Did you know that you could interview celebrities? What do you mean by celebrity? You know, famous people. Like lions? No, that's an animal. I mean famous people. You mean like Spider-Man? No, he's not real. I mean famous people. Hey, Spider-Man's famous. Pew pew. So I've got a secret as to how you can bank 75k in your business fairly quickly, and it's to do with selling high-priced items or high-priced coaching. In fact, my business partner and myself, Jackie Hutton, we sold 75k in 1 week just using this one Facebook group called the Entrepreneurs Rivalry.
Scott,
William,
how are you?
We give 5 days of training, we run a challenge, and then we hop on a sales call and we sell to the winners. They then join our program called Social Media Mastery. And the traffic was so easy to get because we just had to put out a post inviting people into the group. Except for one thing. I can't use my Facebook account anymore to run paid ads or to do Facebook Lives. The problem is that Facebook has no sense of humor and it overreacts to some of the posts that you're putting out. In fact, I shared a post that I found on Facebook, just hit the share button, put it back out there, and the post was just about a pair of shoes. But the pair of shoes looked a little bit like a World War II dictator. Then Facebook's algorithm, it picked up the picture, it found a particular word in the picture that it didn't like, and then it bans me for life. Luckily, I've got another account where I can run ads and I can do Facebook Lives. But imagine that Facebook starts calling you some pretty nasty names just because you're making fun of a pair of shoes. Look at those shoes. It's not funny, Spider-Man. They crippled my Facebook account. Don't blame me. I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Oh, came off. So Jackie and I, we're looking at our business thinking that if we're going to keep running this, we're going to need new traffic sources. And it turns out that Facebook's not the only game in town. There's LinkedIn, there's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's Pinterest, there's Snapchat, there's TikTok. I even heard that an ex-president of America is going to build his own social media platform. So here's the plan if you're ready. If you want to know how to get 200,000 plus views organically on just a 3-minute video, let me tell you a little story. During the pandemic in Melbourne, we couldn't do anything. I was basically just like outside on the couch, like going, well, I guess this is life. And we had to wear masks literally everywhere that we go. Hey, me too. Pew, pew. So when I was at home, I caught up in my reading and I found this book by Brendan Kane, 1 Million Followers. And basically in it, he tells a story where he was responsible for Taylor Swift and Brendan Kane was responsible for Taylor's social media profile and got her up to 184 million followers. So I'm curious, I want to know how this works. It turns out that it's kind of simple. You get one really good bit of content. Yeah.
So hey, wait, before we get started, we could take a picture together. This is going to be the strangest experience for both of us, I'm sure. I've never done this before. But you want to take a picture together?
And you break it up into little pieces, and you share those little bits of content in different places, and you test them to see which are the winners. Once you've found your winners, you can actually then put some money on those winners and push them further. What I didn't realize at the time was that I was able to get YouTube videos organically, just 3-minute videos, to do 100,000 views, 200,000 views. So again, there I was, just sitting in the backyard, hanging out with the dogs, and I was scrolling on my phone, and I saw this ad for GalaxyCon. I don't know if you've seen those big conventions that they used to have, the sci-fis, but they used to be huge, and then all of a sudden, because of the event, nobody could go to these conventions. They couldn't run them. But you know those Hollywood types, they still want to make $1. So I saw this ad on my phone, and this ad said that I could talk to Avengers star, Doctor Who star, Jumanji star, Karen Gillan. You get to talk to her for 2 minutes, and all you have to do is give them $100. Cross your fingers and hope it's real. But I've seen a scam or two in my life, so I don't really trust it. Hello! And because I didn't trust it, I basically just closed down my phone, and went back to moping about this pair of shoes that Facebook doesn't like. Don't be sad, you've still got me. Pew pew. But you know what? 263 days in lockdown is a long time to go mad with your own thoughts. It kind of makes you take some risks. So the ad comes up again on my phone, I buy a ticket, and then I wait. Eventually we had a little break from lockdown where we were allowed to basically go to our workplaces for like 9 days before another few months of lockdown. I went to my office where I was still paying rent, and then came the day where I got to talk to Karen Gillan. But 2 minutes is really short and you don't really know what to say. I had pages of things that I wanted to ask her, questions that I'm like, Karen, answer these questions. But she ended up asking me a couple of questions, and before you knew it, the time was over.
Yay! Oh,
Hey.
oh, yay, we did it! How are you? Where are you in the world? How is lockdown life treating you? How are you doing? You're a hypnotherapist. That's so cool. It's amazing. I'm seeing some hypnotic science certificates behind you.
Yes.
Amazing.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah. So what are you a fan of? Are you a Whovian or a Marvel guy? Oh, we're coming up for 10 seconds.
Oh, wow, okay.
It was lovely to meet you, and I'm glad we finally connected.
Absolutely. All right, thank you so much.
Take care. Bye!
See you, bye.
Bye.
So I'm like, well, there you go. It was real. I paid my 100 to GalaxyCon. I got to speak to Karen Gillan. I had a lot of fun. But I wasn't done. I got addicted. And in 2020, I spoke and interviewed more celebrities than anybody else on the planet. Yeah, I got addicted. You didn't interview me though. You're not real. So when I went in again, I made sure I had a plan to get in first and start asking these celebrity questions before my 2 minutes were up. I started asking them questions about pizza. Like, hey, what's your favorite pizza?
Hi, Scott.
Do you have, like, say, a favorite pizza?
A favorite pizza? Well, I'm vegan, so I do vegan cheese. And I love onion, mushroom, pineapple.
Do you have a favorite pizza?
Favorite pizza? Plain margarita.
Do you think that margarita pizza is good value or is it bad value because it's just cheese and sauce?
I mean, I love a margarita pizza, so I think it's pretty good value.
And what's your favorite pizza?
What's your favorite pizza topping?
Pizza topping. I really like toppings that are like tomato, spinach, and like chilies and basil.
Do you have a favorite pizza topping?
Yeah, I'm a pepperoni mushroom olive pizza guy.
Oh yeah.
And controversially, because I'm Canadian, sometimes pineapple.
Do you have a favorite pizza?
Pizza?
Yeah.
New York.
Oh wow.
I like it. I do like it with pepperoni, but it's not as good for you.
And what's your favorite pizza? What's your favorite pizza?
Oh man. All right, I'm adding 10 seconds onto this because I've got to answer this question. I do love a straight pepperoni, but the go-to pizza in my house is pineapple, chicken, and artichoke.
She used margarita pizzas, and it's no big deal, but it turned into a big deal because it's so fun to prank. Just to say, like, why don't you put some toppings on? And I'm not even against it, but I became against it in the prank. So that was a lot of fun. But then I started sharing my videos on Facebook, and I started getting so many views on my video. And then something interesting happened, because friends, family, old customers, new customers, they all started ringing me up and messaging me and asking, Scott, how do you get to talk to all of these famous people? The answer is pretty much, give them money, go to GalaxyCon, go to Wizard World, go to Cameo, go to all those sites. That's the easy part. But there's an interesting thing that happens to your business when everybody starts giving you attention. It quadruples. It goes up. If you've got a good back end, if you've got a good product with pretty good sales already, if you've got a coaching program that people are already buying, more attention, more views equals more sales on the back end. I was starting to get 1,000 new views over the weekend, 5,000 new views over the weekend. And then I started putting my videos onto YouTube and started getting 35,000 views over the weekend. Then I thought, what would happen on YouTube if I put a link on that video back to one of my courses, one of my sales programs? So previously, when I was getting exhausted, looking for new ways to get more traffic, while Facebook was having a go at me because of a pair of shoes, I was talking to Meatloaf.
And I would do anything for love.
Hi, Scott.
Meatloaf, I wanted to ask you, like, what's the one thing you wouldn't do for love? Because of that song, you know?
Well, it's not what I wouldn't, if you listen to the song, it's all the things that I wouldn't do for love. It's in there.
Christopher Lloyd.
Back to the future. Back to the future. Back to the future.
Hey, Scott.
Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees.
Here we come.
Hello, Scott. There he is. Mickey Dolenz, how are you? Hey.
Henry Winkler, the Fonz from Happy Days.
Hi.
Henry, how are you?
How are you?
William Shatner, who just went into space in Jeff Bezos' rocket.
Totally fascinated by this technology.
I talked to Tim Curry.
Tim, how are you?
Great, thank you. You too. Are you great, Scott?
And people say that you can tell a lot about someone based on where you know Tim Curry from. Now I know him from my own interview with him. I got to talk to the Brady Bunch.
Here's the story of a lovely lady.
Barry, can you hear me?
Here we are.
Hi.
Hi Susan, how are you?
Scott Lawrence. Hey, man.
Mike, how are you? I got to talk to the cast of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Peter Ostrom, who played Charlie.
Hey, Scott.
Rusty, who played the Oompa Loompa. Rusty! How are you?
I am very well. How are you?
And Julie Dawn, who played the bad egg from Willy Wonka. Do you remember this song? Again.
Gooses, geeses, I want my geese to lay gold eggs for Easter, at least 100 a day. And by the way, there you go.
Thank you. I didn't expect that, but that's awesome. I talked to the cast of Stargate, Amanda Tapping.
Hey, Scott.
Amanda, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Michael Shanks.
Michael. Hey, Scott. How you doing, man?
I'm doing unbelievably because I'm talking to you. I just cannot believe I'm talking to Michael Shanks.
What? I can't believe it either.
I talked to Christina Ricci, who played Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family movie.
It's so nice to meet you, and thank you for staying up all night.
I talked to Summer Glau from Firefly, Serenity, and the Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles. Summer.
Hi, Scott.
And I started teaching some of these people about what I do. I do like clinical hypnotherapy, and so I deal with people like with anxiety, like being too much energy looking at the future, and depression is like not enough energy looking at the past. And so it's kind of like the brain is like scanning the environment for threats,
Yes.
but a little bit too much.
Give me an example.
It's like there's like pictures, then there's sounds, and there's feelings, and like the brain kind of only experiences anxiety as one of those three languages. So like with a picture, like with images, like if someone's very visual, their imagination sort of sees everything as too close and too dark sometimes, and like looking at everything in a larger space helps, as in like all the potential issues that you have to deal with, imagine it in a much bigger room, and they've gone, oh, at least I've got a little bit of space or breathing space or something.
Oh, I like that.
And I made really cool content. Could you imagine what would that kind of content do for your business? So if you have a coaching program that's worth at least $2,500 and you've got a Facebook challenge group, well, let's say that if you upsell to about a quarter of the people that are in it, what would an extra 200,000 views on YouTube do to that challenge? And this is where I figured something out. It's not just a matter of interviewing these people. It's about what you do with your headlines, the story that you create, and how and where you share the content. I started getting picked up by magazines. Entertainment Tonight picked up 2 of my videos, one where I talked to the X-Files star Gillian Anderson, and I asked her a really interesting question. Is your, I want to ask, is your natural accent American or English? Because I've seen...
Yeah, it goes back and forth because I grew up in both places, so it depends on who I'm talking to. So usually when I'm talking to Brits, it slides into British and vice versa for American.
They couldn't get enough of my content. And then I did a video with the star of The Mummy, Brendan Fraser. But something interesting happened in this video. It's like at the start of it, I don't know if Brendan knew that I was there, but he was playing with his Nintendo Switch, and he puts his finger up after I say, hey Brendan. Hey. Brendan. Twitter, Reddit, news companies. I even made a hat with a picture of our chat, and the internet couldn't get enough of it. People copied and took parts of my video and got 500,000 views, 1 million views, 2 million views. It blew up the internet. Nintendo Lite made an ad out of it. There's a Facebook page that has 104,000 followers. They took a picture from my YouTube video. People were slicing parts out of my videos and making copies of it, making parodies of it, making video shorts. Here's Brendan Fraser playing the American Dad game. Here's Brendan Fraser defeating Snoop Dogg. So needless to say, I was quite happy that I started interviewing celebrities, because honestly, it changed everything. Then I had a second call with Karen Gillan, and this time I was ready. I asked her to do accents.
Can you do an Australian accent?
I'm so bad at an Australian accent. For some reason, that's the only one that I feel like I can't do. Shall I try? Put another shit on the body.
I knew that she could do Arnold Schwarzenegger's accents. I knew that she could sing like Britney Spears. So I asked her to put them both together.
Can you do like Arnold Schwarzenegger doing Britney Spears, doing Oops, I Did It Again?
Oh my god! Okay, so Arnold talks like this, but then he's trying to do Britney, so he'd be like, "Oops, I did it again."
So the thing about the internet is it's about taking risks, and it feels like that this is something that people don't know. Yes, Jackie and I have a very successful business together. We run a challenge, we offer a lot of value, we help people to get results. We do upsells, we're very good at sales, and we're even better at coaching and teaching and helping people with our coaching course. But something that we've become particularly good at, and this is what I want you to be good at too, is taking risks on the internet. Do something that other people haven't done before. Think outside the box. There are 5 social media hacks that I want to take you through. Interviewing celebrities is just one of them. Keep an eye out for my future videos. Click subscribe. Can you do that now for me? Or I can do it for you. I think it's just there. Can't reach. Can you do that for me? And I want you to share this video with people that have run out of ideas as to how to promote themselves on the internet. Because if you're not interviewing people, if you're not writing books, if you're not making videos, if you're not running challenges, if you're not just out there more often, if you're not being creative, then it's pretty hard to cut through the noise. But if an offer came up for just $100 and you weren't sure whether or not to take it, what would you do? I hope you've enjoyed this. Hit like and subscribe. Look out for my next videos. You guys are awesome. We'll see you in the next video.